Huh? Stop plugging in.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a brighter day. That's you and me. Yeah. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. Every single life. It's true, we'll make a brighter day. We are the world. We are the children. So, we are the ones that make our way. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you with me.
For sunshine. Thank you for sunshine. Play that one. Play the lion song. Thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Play that song. There it is.
How about you say it's a two, so I can sleep. Take my hand till the sun goes down. Hold me closer and love you now. How about we all just together? Oh, patience at the first conversations, as long as it's true. As long as I'm with you. Oh, say pretty boy, got me at the I said, pick up, I want us to know. 'Cause I'd only ask you, would like me if you'd like to go. 'Cause my heart is all used to go. Oh, so why don't you go alone? So I can stay. Take my hand until the sun goes down. Hold me closer and love you now. How about we all just forget? Oh, patience at the first Sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Lord, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Lord, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Lord, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Lord, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Lord, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Good morning, good morning. We are live. We are live. You are tuned in to another episode of Live in the DTV. Thank you for joining us today. Today we'll be talking to Grandparents on the Move. Grandparents on the Move is a nonprofit organization here in the city of Detroit. Their mission is to, started by Miss Nora Murray, the president of Grandparents on the Move. The journey begins as a child care provider to her grandchildren until she became the primary caregiver of her granddaughter after the deaths of her son and daughter-in-law. Ms. Nora recognized the need for resources, quality services, and adequate child care for grandparents who found themselves in similar situations. Once the need was recognized, Ms. Nora systemized and structured a team of grandparents and went to work. Ms. Nora started with Detroit Public Schools systems at Marion Law Academy in Detroit's East Side. She met with principals to formulate a plan to provide children with after-school programs to stimulate minds and family events to bring them together, to bring together the community. Through the joint collaboration of Ms. Noor, Grandparents on the Move programs were able to provide more than 300 children with the Detroit Public School System. Participation was not just limited to the Detroit Public School Systems, but when established grandparent counseling groups while hosting several annual charitable events. One of the main goals is to bring families closer together,
hosting an annual father-daughter and mother-son dance, along with a Valentine's Day social, are just a few ways that they accomplish their family unity. Through these family social events, Grandparents on the Move was able to help engage over 100 families throughout the years. With donations and help from so many wonderful people and organizations, they have been able to adopt children for Christmas for the past 10 years. Grandparents on the Move Christmas programs has helped more than 150 families over time to numbers, and the numbers continue to grow as they continue their journey with their goal to touch as many children as they can. Grandparents on the Move enhancement programs such as proper etiquette, preparing to be debutant, fire safety, financial awareness, and how to create a business are just some of the annual programs they provide at no cost. As times change, they recognize the need to incorporate different programs and alternative ways to get the programs out to communities, and they are working toward a remote training program so they can continue their works during these times. Their journey is far from over, but they look forward to every minute of every day as they are able to provide services to the families that need them. And they'll be joining us in just a minute. Miss Nora and her partner Lisa are going to join us in just a second here on Live in the DTV. They are our guests today. Again, that is Grandparents on the Move. Their motto is children upward and onward. All right. Well, when we come back, we are going to have them joining us right here on Live in the DTV. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and
Oh, I said here, yes. Okay. This way. This way. You turn my phone off. Just raise this up a little bit. Is the water in there? Here. Is Lisa, do you need water as well?
I'll tell him that. Just keep you and him now. We're gonna play one more song and then we'll start interview. Do what? Okay. You have any other events coming up? You have any other events coming up? Right. Yeah. Oh, this is in a couple of weeks. I saw. Yeah, this is where you meet every Thursday. We'll share it.
Understand, there's a million different people in this place. Is your face the same as any other name? Is my place within the world inside your head? Can you see that we look like different people, you and me? Different eyes and different skin and different dreams. Different reasons to be acting differently. You and me, I can myself, I should you see. My point of view, yeah, you see. My point of view is there for two. I can myself, I should you see. My point of view, yeah, you see. My point of view is there for two. I don't think so. It ain't simple. There are people. And I know the perspective we've been hiding in the flow. What is foreign is as shit as the unknown. We're protecting what we've got inside our home. We are free, free to judge and free to love and free to be. Free to act like we have got some decency. Free to act like you are you and I am me. I am me. In the morning, some days, my point of view is my point of view is there. In the morning, some days, my point of view is my point of view is there. I don't think so. It's simple.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. All right, we're back ready. Come back. We are live. We are live. You are still sitting on live in the DTV. We are joined today by grandparents on the move, and they are established in 2003. Grandparents on the Move was an incorporated nonprofit organization. The purpose of Grandparents on the Move is support needs of grandparents and other caregivers left with the responsibility of raising the family members' children. Children's well-being is at the forefront of what they believe, working towards that with other grandparents. Their programs and activities are designed to be a catalyst that helps support grandparents and caregivers reach their goals and full potential. And we are joined today by Miss Nora and Miss Lisa of Grandparents on the Move. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. So, how did this Grandparents on the Move come to be?
This grandparents meal come to be because I have to be one of the grandparents that had to raise the grandchild.
Okay.
My son decided to take his life, and I
Oh,
had to take care of his child.
wow.
So I went through a lot of training and stuff in order to be able to take care of her. Because as you get older, you lose a lot of those skills where you don't be able to take care of your children the way you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through neighborhood service organization, and they train us and send us out to different classes. So at the end of everything, I decide I want to help.
Right.
So what I decided to do was to organize Grandparents on the Move with me for Lisa. She's been with me ever since we started together, and we still hanging together.
That's amazing.
It is very amazing. So this is where we are today. Decided that we want to help because people don't recognize the necessities is to raising grandkids, what you have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that you lay down and think it's a dream. It's you ain't dreaming. It's a real world,
Right.
and they don't supply us with financial system or other that we have. We got to figure out what can we find the resource,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what our grandparents program about. We want to find resources that will help us to give them information so they can raise a kid. I don't want to see another grandparent have to struggle the way I had to
Mm-hmm.
get where I'm at now because it's not easy.
Okay. And it's not easy, and that steps into, well, if you're a grandparent, then you've been a parent, so why don't you just
Right.
know? So when that kind of question comes up, what do you kind of say to people?
Well, because it's different in the age break, it's
Mm-hmm.
different in the way life things is now.
Right.
People change, different generation, and each generation is different. See, my generation was different the way I brought my kids up.
Absolutely.
Can't bring my grandbaby like that because it's different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And just like now with her grandchildren, it's different. Generation change, things change. Everything is so much different now. They got so much technology out here now that they into. And you got to figure out how can I get my child interested in books and stuff in places it's in. So
Absolutely.
it's very hard.
Okay.
So you have to need some training to do it. You need help. And that's why our program to help them find their way.
And you say training. So what specific training does a grandparent need, or a person that's, a family member and the parent need to be able to take care of be a caregiver?
And be a caregiver,
Yes.
you're going to need book learning.
Book, okay.
I'm going to be real.
Mhm.
See, you got to have some type of education there. You got to learn, some kind of skill
Mhm.
in order to teach them. And if you don't know it, like me, then you got to find somebody that can do that. Because I had to. Because the math and stuff in school, what the kids learning now, I know 1 plus 2 is 2 plus 2 is 4. Now you don't do it like you do it all together another way. So, but now it's not like that. You gotta know these different skills, different how to teach them now to help them. That you can't do it, you got to find somebody that willing to come in and guide you, your child, to show your child so she can get the right education, or he can get the right education.
Excellent, excellent. And Miss Lisa, what's your primary role with all this with Grandparents on the Move?
Well, I wear many hats.
Okay.
Along with Miss Nora,
Mhm.
I started off as the secretary. I developed the website as well as keep up with Facebook, structure the programs, write the grants. We actually just got awarded a the ARPA grant
ARPA,
for $20,000.
Okay,
for our wellness
congratulations.
program. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So I wear many hats. Whatever Miss Nora needs, whatever her vision is, that's where I come in to make it a reality.
Excellent, excellent. And I know you said, as we were talking before, raising grandchildren is more of a common practice than people think. Can you kind of both expound on that, if you don't mind?
Well, in our opinion,
Mhm.
use what the word you use.
Expound.
Expound.
Uh-huh.
In my opinion, it's very expound because if you ain't got that knowledge
Mhm.
to know how, the will, you got to have a will in mind. You got to be set. This is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it because I want to see these kids exhale to be better in life. You got to have a little persistence in there and
Absolutely.
teach them what they need to do. Got to place boundary. You got to have boundary with them. Let them know what time this and that. As you don't try to put all this in there, it ain't gonna work.
Mm.
And just to elaborate on how common it is to be grandparents.
Right.
I started off as a grandparent at 34. It wasn't by choice.
Oh, wow.
Right. So my daughter had a psychotic episode
Mm-hmm.
where her children were taken away.
Mm.
So in that aspect, the children had to be raised by the grandparents. I couldn't take the children full time, so I had to be the financial part of that because unfortunately, there's no granddaddies around.
Mm-hmm.
So one grandmother has to stay home with the child, make sure the child gets what they need for his homework and things like that. But the other grandparent, which is me, have to provide financially because they're on a fixed income. So yeah, is mental illness is a big thing
Mm-hmm.
that they're having children.
Yes.
And those children have to go somewhere. They have to be cared for.
Mm-hmm.
And in turn, that's what grandparents step in. So, yeah, it's more common.
And it's a big thing. That's what I'm saying because a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that their child have no mental condition.
Right.
And see that because like we have some grandparents. We have this one grandparent. This lady turning 65 years old. She's not the grandparent. She's the great aunt. She got to take care of 5.
Okay.
So that means a lot of things that she used to, she can't do it. So she's stuck. And so she come to us for help for get different things. So we working with her, getting her counseling and stuff. So she'll be able to do it. But it costs money to get people to come in and do all these things.
Right. And you touched on something there that I kind of want to speak a little bit more about. Not only the mental health, but sometimes the disabilities that you didn't expect that your grandchildren may have. So like when we're dealing with things like autism, dyslexia, cerebral palsy. So what are some of the resources that grandparents should know, or parents in general should know that are out there that you've come across and with your extensive years being
and then that's when I have to reach out to other agents that can give me other information regarding to like OSHA that's in Planet, DAAA. They have information what we can get for them got kids with autism and other different disabilities that help them out in that field. But then we have the problem with some of the grandparents. They don't want their child to take their child to get them where they want the child to stay in the home all the time.
Right.
So that's a problem because they can't stay. They need to get out in the environment around other kids so they be able to have a life.
Yeah, and be social.
Like me, I have a niece. She's 60-some years old. Her mama let her went to school, but when she got to school, she wouldn't let her stay around where she could have got training to get a job. So she home there all the time with no social skill or nothing.
Absolutely.
So that's what we are fighting for, to be able to help the parents, grandparents feel confident in doing the final resource for them. You just don't send them out to the people. You have people come in like we do workshop. Do workshop with them to explain the program, what it's like and what they can be done with your child. Because you don't send nobody out there into the world and they not knowing what to be, because some grandparents, in which we are careful about with what we talk to people about.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I see that, I mean, with over, it says 10 years on your website, but we're now in 2023 and you started in 2003. So with now 20 years of experience, helping grandparents, getting out that information, having these meetings, what are some success stories that you have with the children that are now, again, within 20 years, full adults and working and have jobs?
Oh, I could take, like my grandbaby, for example, because she be 30 years old this year.
Okay.
But finally, she have a disability too.
Okay.
And she refused to accept the responsibility that she needed to take medicine. So I had to
Mhm.
figure out, how can I get this medicine to this child?
Right.
So I thought if I put it in juice and stuff, let the pill melt, do it. And later on in life, she let me know how she can refrain from that and then do it. So, but now she's able to, she's been to place to learn that she have a disability. So now she's seeking help. So that let me know what I distilled into her,
Mm-hmm.
that she going, and there's some other one out there. Like one of my grandparents, she passed away. She have a son.
Mm-hmm.
He was partially blind. And what she taught him, he know how he can do things that y'all do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's blind. He can sing, he can play piano, he can play harmonica. So it's what you teach them, how you distill it, and how you go by doing. And it's not easy for us to do that. She had to send him to school where he could learn these different techniques,
Right.
so he'd be able to do it.
And without telling any names, so we don't want to put any people's private information out there, what is his actual disability that he was dealing with?
He couldn't see, he's blind.
Oh, he's blind.
Yes, he was blind.
But-
But sending him to school,
Mm-hmm.
getting him teaching,
Mm-hmm.
she was able to teach him stuff. But now, you wouldn't even know he's blind
Right.
because the way he get up and carry himself around.
Absolutely.
So, and that was a lot of experience for me to see what you need to do, how we have to be very persistent in what we're doing in order to get our kids what they do.
Absolutely. And Miss Lisa, I'm sure you have a couple of success stories too.
Well, not really.
Oh, okay. I put you on the spot.
Yeah, you did put me on the spot though. But we do have success stories in general,
Mhm.
though, with the grandparents that we do help.
Yes.
For Christmas, last year we provided 92 children with Christmas backpacks. We provided 200 backpacks to children. So each time that we're able to help grandparents and help children, that's a success story to us.
Absolutely.
So we also do Thanksgiving baskets.
Yeah.
We put these up for the families so they can come out and pick up baskets for what they need for Thanksgiving. We do quite a bit.
Right.
With us being not funded, we don't have money and stuff,
Mhm.
but we managed to find enough amount ourselves to make sure they have these things.
Absolutely. And I saw, like, I was going through your website and different things that you have up in your Facebook, and I saw that a couple weeks ago you did not a back to school, a garage sale, it seems like.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How does those kind of events come about?
Every year they call, what's the name of that place? East English Village.
Okay.
They have it, so we have one. I remember she lived over there in the area, so we go to her house, we get hot dog, hamburger. We sell those, and we find other people to donate us different things to sell at the thing. So we'll be able to raise money to try to help us get these back to school supplies and other things that we need. This year, it wasn't as great as it was last year, but it was good.
Right.
It was very successful, I can tell you that. We enjoyed, we had fun, we had music. We even had kids. Some of the grandparents had their kids out there were working in that to make sure they go out good. So it turned out beautiful. Although it rained, it was beautiful.
Right.
We very well enjoyed it.
That's amazing. And I think they're being a little modest because I'm looking at their website now and Grandparents on the Move, and it's literally a tab that says Resource Center. So it's education, grants for college, child care centers, help for fathers, guardian formers, rent assistance, low income housing. These are all services that you help assist with parents and grandparents to get what they're having issues. Okay.
Well, yes, we direct them in the right direction.
Right.
And those resources that are available on the website, daycares that within the area that you live, food pantries within the area that you live, Those resources are all available on our website, as well as we have a wellness program, a free wellness program, Hustle Fitness, yoga and meditation. We also have an after school life skills program for children because they need to learn conflict resolution.
Right.
How to deal with anger, how to deal with anxiety. A lot of these kids have a lot of high anxiety, and they react, and maybe they fidgety, maybe my son.
A little bit ADHD or something.
Yes, my son has it, or the teacher was like, your son has ADHD. You don't want to give him medication, and then you see, it's affecting their education. He was kicked out of numerous schools.
Right.
So in turn, he has a daughter now, which I'm prepared now. I wasn't prepared then.
Right.
When you're parenting and you're working, it's hard. But as a grandmother, I can point out certain things that she's doing now that we can get addressed through the resources that we have on the website as well.
Yes.
And like Ms. Nora said, we work with OSA as well.
DAAA.
Okay.
DAAA. So those are things that we can formulate now while she's 2 years old, and help her be
established.
Yes.
And when adjusted.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So she won't be getting kicked out of school, every week, every day as I got a phone call.
Right.
So now I'm prepared now for her because I see her with the same, hyperness, with the same, not sitting down or not paying attention, or if you talking to them, they just get up and walk away. So, yeah.
So that is, because during the time with my child, we didn't know nothing about this mental illness.
Right.
I know he was acting out something wrong when I take him to the doctor, and the doctor tell me nothing wrong with your child is healthy. But I know it was something else, so I didn't know. But now it's no excuse for them to say that they can't get it because there's help out there for you. All you have to do is want it.
Absolutely.
We'll punch you in that direction
and seek it. All right, yes, ma'am. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about this back to school event that I see you have another event coming up. We're gonna take a quick music break. We'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sound good.
Yeah, you guys have been great so far. We're just gonna again take a quick break. Yes, they can see you on the TV here, and then I have recording to our personal site online, so they can see you and hear you. You're live.
I was watching those. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why you stopped a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I have to say, let me get my thoughts.
I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am. Because it's all about control. And I've got lots of
Those
are people yeah, some that's fast. That's his brother right there. His brother was doing this before he passed away. Just like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. So y'all do a lot of interviews. Y'all have a lot of interviews.
Most used to we, my brother, I mean, you
Over the years, we've been doing this for 5 years, so
y'all are like us. Y'all download. Just getting started out trying to, but we might have been out there 20 years. Well, now we're putting ourselves out there so people can learn us. Just like we will make sure we take y'all cards and give them to people that don't know what y'all do.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you. We appreciate it. And we'll do the same because we're gonna keep.
Like we said, when we come into your show, we all help each other to succeed.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. That's what it's about. Oh no, nobody
They
did.
had to have, you gotta know somebody, know somebody.
Nobody did. Nobody got where they are by
I
themselves.
think this is our third time being on one of these. Like this our third time, so they said the third time
Is the charm?
So
Okay.
this got to be the charm.
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna do everything we can to get you out there some more.
We appreciate it. We'll make sure we put you out there.
Yes. In fact.
Just like we do here with Share Detroit, we put y'all on our Facebook page too. Because I felt like y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, man, Steven, he should be following y'all.
Okay. So excellent. Thank you.
That's how you do. Reach out and touch somebody. I have
Yes.
to put it in a song.
Right, right.
I also work for a shelter. I do that too.
What's that?
I work in a shelter,
Oh.
a transition house.
Okay. Yes.
And that's I learned too, because it helps you come in for they for some reason are there. And we supposed to help them. So when they go through all this training stuff, they get to go back and do it.
Absolutely. Homeless shelter? Homeless shelter?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's called a transition house. Probably been around a mile and line in there. Marvin Wine. CC Wines.
Oh,
yeah, I work for them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my long mile. I'm just coming home from work this morning.
Oh man.
But it's okay. As her, I don't stop. I do one 6 hours a week. So
Wow.
78 years old.
Okay. Excellent. But that's what they say you got to do. Keep it moving and you stay young.
There you go. I have to.
Yes, ma'am.
I enjoy talking with your mother. I have conversations with your mother once in a while.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'm good. We're coming back. I'm on. Oh, 10 seconds. Okay, we're coming right back. We are back. We are back. You are still sitting on Live in the DTV. We're sitting here with Grandparents on the Move, Miss Nora Murray and Miss Lisa of Grandparents on the Move. Just real quick, I do not own the rights to this music, so copyright disclaimer section 107. As the Copyright of Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted. So Instagram, Facebook, don't take down our feed, all right? We're not trying to make a profit off of it. We just want to play some cool music to keep people entertained and teaching. All right, but we're back with Grandparents on the Move, and they've got an event coming up, the Backpack to School Supply Fundraiser. And I'm going to let them put in their own word and let Ms. Lisa and Ms. Nora tell you all about it.
All right, so we are currently having a back-to-school supply drive. As we stated last year, we provided 200 children.
Oh, wow.
With backpacks full of school supplies, as well as dental hygiene products.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we probably won't have a dental hygiene products, but we will have backpacks. But if you would like to participate provide us with donations of backpacks, folders, notebooks, pencils, the things that children from K to 12 need. You can drop that off at 313 Community Barbershop from now until August the 20th. The location is 10313 McNichols Road, Detroit 48221.
Yes.
That is 313 Community Barbershop, 10313 McNichols Road, Detroit, Michigan 48221. And you can drop those school supplies off there.
Excellent.
Until August the 20th.
Until August the 20th.
Yes.
Now, how does someone directly get if somebody says, "Hey, I'm a grandparent, I have a lot of experience," or I'm a caregiver, somebody in my family had something happen and the child got dropped on me. How did they get involved with your organization, with Grandparents on the Move? How did they become a part of the community?
They would on our Facebook. We have it all set up that they contact us at gotmore.org, or they can call us like 586-213-2780, or they can call us 586-554-1918.
Okay.
They don't the number that you can always get a contact with. They can go on our website. We have things set up on the website where they can enroll into the program, send us a message, and that would help. And if she was saying for donation, if anybody wants to do donations, if they want to do cash donation, we have a cash out, which be $Gotmo1.
Gotmo, so that's GOTMO?
Yes.
$Gotmo1,
right.
And that'll help send donations to Grandparents on the Move and help all of the wonderful things they're doing, their mission to help to put children first and help give the grandparents those resources they need. I'm not rushing you ladies off. I'm enjoying this conversation, but is there any, I know, understand you're doing a lot of work. We was talking about that you guys put in like 50 plus hours a week. So I understand you're very busy. Is there anything else you want to share with us or any final words you want to share with our audience?
Yes.
Yes.
We are looking for volunteers as well.
Okay.
Always need volunteers. We're going to need volunteers to have a feedback pack as well. So as Ms. Nora stated, it's available at www.gotmo.org.
Gotmo.org.
And, we need volunteers very bad. We need, volunteer for staff, that know administrating. That's
administration.
Yeah.
Yes.
If anybody can help us, please notify us. Come out and help us to bring this program to follow, because Grandparents on the Move is going forward. One day y'all gonna look, it's gonna be a big foundation somewhere.
Okay.
So thank to you, Muhammad, this is coming about, and I know it, because God gonna allow it to happen.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And we thank you for joining us.
And thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to keep promoting you guys here on our channel and do what we can to help you out. And we look forward to seeing more events, to seeing more fundraisers and giveaways and all the community organizations that you're putting together.
Oh, in this back school supplies, we do have a location where we're going to set up it.
Okay.
And on that place, we will have hot dog, chips, pop, wild, and we're going to have different activities for the kids to enjoy.
Okay. Where's that location?
Do you remember that?
Okay, well we'll give it. Stay tuned. They're gonna give it back to us, and we'll be pushing it out and sharing it on social media and everything. And we thank you so much for joining us today, Grandparents on the Move. Stay on the move and keep putting those children first. All right, you are watching Live in DTV. We'll be right back with Mr. Abdul's final thought.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
I'm getting there.
Yes, ma'am.
And give us some of your cards.
Okay. Yeah, they're actually in my vehicle. I'll go right on to them.
Thank you. For some reason I'm loved. I know never lose my just to see a smile. But you got no eyes, no eyes. I'm not gonna be your person, lover.
All right, we are back. We are back. You are sitting on live in the DTV still. We want to thank Grandparents on the Move so much for coming on and telling us about everything they're doing in their community events and their resources and everything they've done for the community so far, for grandparents, for children, for people with individual disabilities. That is so important to stay active and know what people are going through and know how you can reach out and help out so we can be aware of it and be sensitive to it and help make a change. So visit them at gotmo.org. That's www.gotmo.org. And that's Grandparents on the Move. You can join their Facebook. That's also all Grandparents on the Move, and reach out. They need some assistance. They need some volunteers, and of course, they have assistance for grandparents and caregivers dealing with having a child that is with them that they did not expect to have. All right, so that is unfortunately all the time we have here today on Live in the DTV. We thank you for joining us and tuning in, and be sure to reach out to us at My Future is Bright Productions if you need any productions placed together for your business, of course. Sponsorship opportunities with us, as well as advertisements. So commercials, demonstrations, presentations. We can do that all here at Live on the DTV. And be sure when you have time, be sure to check out our Black brand that is a sponsor of our show. So show support to Black businesses. We know that August is Black Business Awareness Month. So show support to us a Black business, our Black business, by going to My Future Black Productions or supportblacks.net and showing your love. All right, that is really all the time we have here today. So we thank you for joining us. But before we go, Mr. Abdul has a final thought for us. What is your final thought of the day, Mr. Abdul?
Yes, my father said, if you don't know how to fix anything, always ask for help. Guide up.
If you don't know how to fix something, ask for help and guidance.
Yes, sir.
All right, say that one more time.
If you don't know how to fix anything, always ask for help. Guide up.
And guidance.
And guide.
And guidance.
Guide.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Abdul, for that final thought. And on that note, we here at Live Media TV are going to end our broadcast, and we will see you soon. Be safe.